Hey, what's up guys? Mike, Red Fox. In this video, we're going to talk about how to prepare for the bear market. All right, so before we get started, let's do some definitions here, just in case you're new. Let's talk around a little bit of history, and then we'll get into the three things that I've been thinking about when I want to prepare for the next bear market. So first things first, let's do some definitions. One is the bull market or the bull run. And what that means is that times are good. Cryptocurrency prices are great. They're crushing last all-time highs. Mining profitability is fantastic. Guess what? That's the time we're living in right now as I'm making this video. Things are fantastic. It's sad to say it won't last forever, and it never does. And that's the other side of the coin here. And that's when we get into the bear market. The bear market is when prices drop. I mean, 50, 60, 90% or more prices of cryptocurrencies will drop. It's happened before. And with that means that mining profitability drops as well. And your GPUs go from making $5, $10, $15 a day to 5, 10, 15 cents a day. And this happens. The markets go through cycles, especially cryptocurrency. And this is now my second cycle that I'm going through. I got into cryptocurrency in 2017, 2018. And we'll take a look here. This is Ethereum's price chart, and the time frame I'm talking about is right here. This spike here. And this is when a lot of miners got in, a lot of people, retail investors got into cryptocurrency. And I mean, it was great. Ethereum hit almost $1,400. Bitcoin hit $20,000. It was euphoric. People were going nuts, and it attracted a lot of people to the space. Guess what? Same thing's happening now. Let's fast forward through this bear market. And right now, too, Ethereum almost hit $2,000. As of making this video, it's around $1,700. Bitcoin almost hitting $60,000. Like, times are really good. We're in a bull run, a bull market again, but we got to talk about the gap that happens between one and the other, and that's the bear market. And I'll talk specifically around my experiences and what it means to me to go through that in mining. And now that I'm in, another bull market here where things are just fantastic, I know that it is inevitable that another bear market will come. So what are the things that I can do now to prepare for that? So what I had to think about is I had to reflect, on going through that bear market. And I'll be honest, it's hard. It's challenging. It's challenging, of course, financially, but it's challenging mentally to go through that and really second guess the decisions that you're making, because you're holding on to this hope and this belief that there will be another bull run because you believe in cryptocurrency, you're looking at the cycles, whatever it is, you believe that there will be another bull run, so you're sticking with it. Now, when you look back at this last spike, this last bull run, what happens as profitability drops? Because in this case, the prices dropped, people leave. I remember watching these YouTubers that were into mining, that were teaching me so many things. And when cryptocurrency prices dropped and mining profitability dropped, I mean, they're sold all their GPUs. I'm talking hundreds of GPUs sold, and they completely left the space because it wasn't for them. They got in for that moment in time and then decided that it wasn't for them when profitability dropped. And then, that's okay. Don't get me wrong. That's okay that you can leave and you can always come back later. But are there things that you can do now so that you can grind out that bear market? Because what's great about a bear market? You get to accumulate a lot of cryptocurrency because there's a lot less competition because profitability isn't as high. And what that means is if you hold on to all of that, you're going to be in a really good place the next time a bull run happens because you held on to that cryptocurrency. So, going through that for me is really challenging the last few years. You get those moments, like I was saying, what am I doing? But you also know these are the moments you can really take advantage of. And this is me really listening to the people that came before me. I mean, I wish I listened to them even more, but They're telling me miners are going to capitulate. They're going to sell all their GPUs for super cheap. There's going to be so much supply and very little demand. They're going to be able to scoop up GPUs, mining parts, and do it now so that you're in a really great place when profitability goes up again when the next bull run happens. So, I mean, I'm buying mining motherboards brand new, $30 each. I'm buying frames, $30 for 6 or 8 GPU bay frame. I'm buying GPUs, at MSRP prices. First of all, they're readily available, but also like take advantage of Amazon warehouse deals. I was getting 5700s and 5700 XTs at like $280, $300. But the whole time you're like, what am I doing? Because you're paying out of your normal income to invest in this because your GPUs that you currently have are just not making enough because they're still working to pay themselves off. So you're really continuing to expand because you know that it's the right time to do it, but it's also really challenging because you're paying out of pocket a lot of times to do it, and you're holding on to this hope that it will pay off in the future. And that's what it's like going through this bear market. I didn't even mention like your electricity costs. You're now making cents per GPU over electricity costs, or maybe you're not even making enough that it's worth it over electricity costs, and you decide it's better to just turn off your rigs and buy the cryptocurrency. These are all situations that are real and that I've been through, and anybody who's been in this for the last 3-4 years has been through the great times and then going through the bear market. So all that being said, what are things that we can do or I can do right now to prepare for that time again? When I've been thinking about it and listening to some other crypto miners in the space, there's 3 things, and one of them I'm already doing. One of them I've talked about before, and that is making sure all my new hardware that I invested in is completely paid off by the time we go into the next bear market. I don't want that hardware overhead. I don't want to think about these GPUs still working to pay themselves off. I want to realize that in US dollars, and the only way to do that is to sell. That's a theme that you're going to hear over the next few topics I'm going to discuss. So really transparent up front, my strategy is every Friday I sell a percent of the Ethereum that I mine that week. I still hold some because I have other goals besides mining. I want to stake Ethereum, and you need 32 Ethereum or multiples of 32 Ethereum to do that. I want to participate in DeFi and CeFi and all that stuff. I'll have a video talking about that one day. But I also need to cover my mining expenses and think about my mining business for when the times get tough. So I sell every Friday. And that's really where I was at. And then I watched Guntis posted a video. He's a crypto miner on YouTube. He's fantastic. Link is in my video description to check him out. And he talked about something I didn't really think about. It's awesome, really clever, and I'm glad he said it, is when you get into the bear market, the real challenge is your electricity. That's the thing that works against you. So what can you do now to prepare yourself for then? And his solution is sell now to cover future electricity costs. And I was like, whoa, that's really, really smart. So, along with selling to, pay for my new GPUs, what if I also sell a little bit and put that aside, maybe just put it in the bank account, or maybe I put it in a stable coin that gains interest, that value will not fluctuate. And this is my little reserve, my little bank that I can pull from when in the bear market to pay for my monthly electricity bills, so I can continue to hold on to the cryptocurrency that I mine during the bear market, because again, I hope that'll be worth more in the future. So I thought that was really smart. That got me thinking even more, what's the other thing that I needed to do during bear markets that was hard? And that was buy new GPUs. There's always going to be new hardware coming out. And it's very likely, and it has been before, except for the new AMD cards, that the hardware that comes out from NVIDIA or AMD is going to be better and more efficient at mining than the previous generation. And so you want to invest in it. But again, you're in this point where man, I got to shell out money out of my pocket to invest in this, and I'm looking at 3-year break evens. What am I doing? What am I doing? Am I crazy? But again, you hold on to that. This will be worth it. So can I sell now And just like I'm doing for electricity, put some aside knowing that this will be my reserve for when I want to buy new GPUs during the next bear market. And really what it all comes down to is sell, 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 so you are covered during the next bear market. And to recap, those three things are: make sure all your new hardware is paid off, which means you got to sell. Put money aside to pay for future electricity costs, which means you got to sell. Put money aside to pay for future GPU purchases, means you got to sell. Now, it doesn't have to be sell everything that you mine every week. There's a happy medium that you can find here depending on your goals. For me, thinking about all those things, the adjustment that I'm going to make is I'm going to actually bump up the percent that I sell every Friday, because I want to continue to pay off my new GPUs, but I want to have that reserve. That reserve will feel really good. It'll be like a safety blanket for when we go into the next bear market. And like I said, it's inevitable. Whether the prices of Ethereum and Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies drop, or more hardware becomes available, and so there's more competition in mining and profitability drops, those things are gonna happen. We're gonna hit a space where you're not profitable, and it's very likely we will eventually hit another full-on bear market where you will be making 1 cent per GPU a day. So think about that. Think about your situation, your goals. What are the things that you can do right now in order to prepare for when that time comes? I would love to hear from you in the comments section down below. What are your thoughts on this? If you're new to this whole crazy crypto mining space, if you've been in it for years, what are the things that you're thinking about that you're doing to prepare specifically for the next bear market? Let me know. I would love to hear from you. That's it for this video. As always, guys, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I will see you in the next one.